Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News, which is always myself, Vibin. I got my brother with Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we like to get together, go through a couple of the crypto headlines, bring them to your attention, and see what you guys think about them. But before we get into our news, like we usually do, we like to go over to my brother Scott, let him give us the daily market sentiment, and then we'll jump right into the news.
You know, I've kind of set that target at that 45K mark. I think we're at 44K, so we're definitely getting closer to where I really truly feel a little bit more bullish. But I'm still in that. I'll wait and see. That's all I got.
Yeah, you gotta always keep your eye out, no matter what, right? Just keep planning about it until it gets to where you want to be at. But to go right into our daily crypto news, my first article is actually coming from BigONE.com. The headline reads the 8th transaction of $3 million that went viral. What's behind it? So there were a lot of excitement in the crypto community as many anticipated waited on the launch of the 8 coin. The coin was launched by the Bored Ape Yacht Club and recorded a massive growth once it listed on the top many of the top exchanges. The event took place on March 17th, and many of the Bay the NFT holders received the coin as an airdrop that took place. So according to an expert explaining the viral transaction, the incident, what was known as an attack on sandwich attack. This attack is sometimes possible due to the way of swapping protocols such as Sushi Swap and Uniswap. So this particular transaction caught the attention of many traders, but what of that was real was what we were just talking about. So that's pretty much what happened with that Bored Ape Yacht, the $3 million transaction that went viral. Is that it was just something that happened in the swap protocol on the back end, and that's what people do. They attack on the back end or on the bridges.
And that makes sense because that's happened before on other projects, right? So
yeah,
definitely makes sense. I'll just share my first article. So feds charged 2 20-year-olds in alleged NFT money laundering rug pull scheme. The Department of Justice hit a pair of 20-year-olds with fraud and money laundering charges on Thursday for their role in a $1.1 million scheme involving NFTs, one of the first actions federal authorities have taken to rein in the booming asset class. Ethan Nugent and Andrew Lacuna, both of Los Angeles, called the project Frosties and promised investor future giveaways, additional tokens, and metaverse game built around the brand. But prosecutors say the pair executed a so-called rug pull in January, in which they marketed Frosties through social media and then quickly disappears with the raised funds. Where there is money to be made, fraudsters will look. NFTs have soared in popularity over the past year, melding together social media and growing interest in cryptocurrencies. So they obviously were able to track them down, nail them down, and charge them. So good on them. Yeah. Hopefully we see more of that in the near future as well.
Yeah, I mean, if whether you like NFTs or don't like NFTs, I think you should support this because they're cracking down and trying to get rid of the bad actors. And I knew that happened in New York, and yeah, they were about to open up their second project. So it's good to see that they were able to track those guys down. So my second article, Scott, is actually going to be coming from Cointelegraph.com. The headline reads: Colorado accepts tax statements in crypto. Was it just a matter of time? So the governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, announced in February that the state government plans to allow residents to pay taxes in cryptocurrency as early as the summer of 2022. To some experts, this move is both legitimizing for the crypto asset class and was expected to come in due time. In an interview, Polis said crypto holders in Colorado could have the option of sending tax payments in digital currency, with the state converting the funds back into fiat as soon as the payments were received through an unnamed intermediary. So Colorado is already a leader in crypto with our First Nation chief blockchain architect hosting Denver and other blockchain hackathons. It was great to sit down with CNBC to discuss the initiatives Colorado is taking on cryptocurrencies. So he went on to say we need to ensure that every Coloradan can equitably participate and benefit from the investment of our state. By expanding beyond institutional investors and commercial banks, we invite millions of Coloradans to share in the financial of new capital assets. So this was really bullish news coming out of Colorado for those residents. I mean, because they have a lot of dispensaries and things like of that, so they have to see a lot of fiat, and with them being able to accept cryptocurrency, it takes a lot of pressure off some of those businesses, which will make it a lot easier for dispensaries to get loans and things of that nature, because we know they don't get loans because they're always having cash on hand, so it makes it harder for them to get loans from banks. So super good news.
Yeah, no doubt. And then here's my next article. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink believes the Ukraine war could accelerate the adoption of digital currencies. The question is whether Fink is referring only to central bank digital currencies or cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. It could be the case that billionaire CEO envisages increased adoption for both. So it says on the surface, the statement from the 10 trillion, it doesn't even make sense, $10 trillion asset manager might appear to be good news for crypto advocates, but the devil lies in the details. And what they basically talk about here is central bank digital currencies rather than cryptocurrencies. CBDCs are controversial because they place highly controllable, programmable money in the hands of central authorities. So it's just like they could control how much fatty food you ate, how much of certain things you're doing. It really becomes a question of how much they're really going to try and control you with these digital currencies, which is actually a little bit scary in a way. But I hope in the end we live in enough of a civilized world that our areas at least are safe at the moment. But
yeah, I mean, we want everybody in the space to be good actors, and even though we are with them in governments, we got to remember that they right now have the key to print money, and they've been able to do that for a long time and without our control. So, with us having a little bit of control in cryptocurrency, we want to just make sure that we instill a lot of good actors as possible. So, my last article is going to be coming from Cointelegraph as well. The headline reads, "Taxman, India's new tax policies could prove fatal for crypto industry." So Indian crypto tax policy has become the hottest topic for Indian crypto traders, exchange operators, as it's set to become a law on March 24th and will come into effect starting on April 1st. The proposed 30% crypto tax is the highest in the country and is equivalent to the tax imposed on gambling and lottery tickets. While the high tax bracket was already a cause of concern for many new and small traders, a recent clarification from the government has made things even more complicated for the Indian traders. They went on the parliamentary clarification on March 22nd and indicated that each crypto trading pair would be independently considered, and traders can't offset their losses against profit on another trading pair. This means if a trader invests $100 in each in two tokens and one incurs a loss on the investment while making profit on another trade, they would have to pay taxes on their profitable trade without accounting for the losses. So this is kind of like one of those things where, you know, you see a lot of countries trying to just come in and regulate crypto at the whim really fast, right? And this is what kind of happens. They'll end up throwing out something like this 30% tax law, and then people will be like, oh, you know, crypto isn't going to be a thing there, but then it'll go back to being more of a decentralized thing, you know. So it's like people in crypto are willing to, you know, open up and pay taxes and things of that nature, but here we are with these kind of regulations are just a little bit strict in my opinion. But you know, to go on, we'll see how they handle this as more adoption comes on in the world, and we see some of the regulations and maybe not so high tax laws.
yeah, definitely, for sure. And my last article, Russian to accept Bitcoin as payment for oil from allies. Per report from RBC, Russia will accept Bitcoin to trade their energy resources. Pavel Savalani, chairman of the State Duma Committee on Energy, announced today that the country will let ally countries pay for their oil with their local currency or in cryptocurrency. The announcement comes on the heel of a series of international sanctions that have effectively limited Russia's access to the global financial system. The international community imposes penalties on these countries for its invasion of Ukraine. The Russian Federation, led by President Vladimir Putin, has been looking for alternatives to keep the economy afloat as their national currency plummets. Bitcoin could be an effective alternative for its censorship-resistant capacities. Funds held in Bitcoin cannot be stopped or seized like the international community did with the Russian gold reserves, and can be used by any entity around the globe, Zavalani said. I would disagree. I think there is a little bit of control that can be put on Bitcoin. We've seen the US actually seize Bitcoin from people, and they were able to gain access to it. So I do think there's ways around it. It's just a matter of who you are and what's going on. And it'll be interesting to see, I guess, what they do in the future with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think when you think about it, you know, they would only start accepting payments for oil in the Rubin so they could get their economy back. So to see them go to the extreme of saying, hey, look, we may have to bring in some Bitcoin to get people to make it easier for them to transition, and then we can exchange it back to our Rubin. It still gives them power in their economy. So I think this is one of those plays where you see cryptocurrency can play both sides, and just shows how versatile crypto is and how it's not centralized to one party or another. So we're going to jump into the last part of the day, Scott, which is going over to Trading View, look at total crypto market cap, as well as some of the dominance factors. Right now, the total crypto market cap is sitting at 1.95 trillion, up 2.3 or 2.4% from yesterday. So pretty good to see the market still kind of pushing itself up, trying to make some higher high or some higher lows. So Bitcoin dominance is at 42.63. It's amazing how that thing keeps falling down. And Ethereum dominance is at 19.07. So Ethereum's still kind of like dropping down right now. We've been seeing some dumps on Fridays recently. So I'd be cautious over the next 24 hours and then, probably get a late weekend pump. But, I think the market is still kind of setting itself up with some good market structure to potentially do something good. But as always, we'll always wait for it to break out before we confirm. But as always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in to the Daily Crypto News today with me and Scott. I don't have anything as far as announcements. Scott, you got any announcements?
Not at the moment. We might have a big name actually coming soon. I had somebody reach out via Twitter to join our Twitter spaces. So I will wait to confirm that with them in the next few days, and then we can release who that is, and it'll be exciting. So definitely stay tuned to our Twitter spaces. This Friday will be a Freestyle Friday. So excited to see you guys all there if you make it to that space.
Yeah, guys. And then we got some new AMM pairs that had some good yields on them, but we'll go over those tomorrow. But until tomorrow, guys, peace.
See you guys later.